to Believers Talk with Joe and Steve. We are your hosts. I'm Joe.
I'm Steve.
And we're going to get you ready for this Friday night as our Buffalo Bills take on the Cleveland Browns. So we're getting excited for that. But if you have not already, before we do that, please be sure to subscribe to this channel, like or dislike this video. There's like a notification bell somewhere down below. Hit that. Why not? Get notifications when we're on. But yeah, subscribe if you haven't. We're going to keep you updated throughout the season with any Bills-related news. And speaking of that, we're getting ready for the Browns. So this Friday night, what you got about the Browns?
The big headline
Right.
would be the Bills playing Tyrod Taylor,
Right.
who was 5 of 5 for 99 yards and a touchdown last week against the Giants.
Okay.
And if anybody watched that game,
Mhm.
it was a typical Tyrod game. Everything was outside.
Sure.
There was nothing in the middle.
Sure.
He did hit on Njoku.
Okay.
But it was kind of more of a seam route and more to the outside than inside. Like he wasn't running an in-breaking route.
Right.
Every route he threw was outside.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't watch the Browns game, but I do know that another key thing to talk about is two rookie quarterbacks, right?
Yeah.
You got the #1 overall draft pick in Baker Mayfield, who also had a good game.
Yeah.
And then versus our rookie quarterback Josh Allen, who had a decent game himself. So what were the stats on Baker?
Baker was 11 of 20 for 216 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Okay.
He was also sacked once, but
Did he play the whole second half like Allen
he
did?
played the second quarter
Okay.
into the third.
Okay.
He kind of looked all right at times,
Sure.
and missed some stuff here and there.
Sure.
Typical rookie. I think a lot of experts and analysts were overly wowed by him, but I thought he just kind of looked average. I mean, they were talking about, well, he might be surpassing Tyrod now. I don't see that.
Okay.
I think people see the potential. Same thing as within Allen.
Right. Right. Yeah, I was gonna ask you because that's why I heard everyone talking about how Baker's gonna start over Tyrod, and I was like that. For if you're a Browns fan, I don't think you even want that, to be honest with you. You probably want Tyrod to start and give the guy. It's only been within the past, I would say, decade or two that the first round quarterbacks start right away. Right. It's the big thing. Well, they used to do that all the time.
Yeah.
So give yourself some chances.
I'm a firm believer on having a guy sit for a year.
Sure.
But you also have to have good quarterback play ahead of them.
Right.
You can't keep them on the bench if you're not doing anything. And we do know Tyrod Taylor has had
ups and downs.
Really passing wise as far as the Bills quarterback wasn't there. If we got 200 yards, that was a good game for Tyrod Taylor.
Right.
So if he starts to get in that slump of where you're not really winning and he's only throwing for 150 yards or something like that.
Right.
Especially because they say in Buffalo he didn't have any weapons. Well, now he has
He
plenty
has
of weapons.
Yeah, that's what
in
I'm talking
Cleveland,
about.
even though Cleveland hasn't won in the past. But now you have Landry, Gordon. If he comes back, that situation's kind of up in the air.
Right. And then you have that rookie who just played the whole game last week, right?
Callaway.
Yeah, Callaway for his issues. And the good penalty, play the whole game, right? I don't know about that, but yeah. But they don't have Coleman anymore, right?
Coleman's now
Bill. But speaking of Coleman, do you think he'll play in this game? He didn't play last week just because it was his 3rd or 4th day there. But do you think he'll play this week?
Yeah, I believe he'll play this week. I think it'll probably be more of like a second team.
Sure.
I don't think he'll be throwing in with the ones right away because we do have Zay Jones who came back and is now being able to be a full participant.
Sure.
And
do you see him playing this week? Or?
I do see him playing. I don't think it's going to be a lot. Maybe one series, kind of like what they did with Benjamin the first game. But everything looks good to go with Zay Jones, and they say he's really picked up this year.
That's really good news. I mean, when we first heard the injury, it was, I think they said something along the lines of it won't be a season-ending injury or something. So I was like, okay.
They kind of left us hanging.
Yeah, they kind of left us hanging. So I was like, oh no. But yeah, then we saw him in practice. Now he's doing full practices, so it's kind of exciting to see that. You spoke about the second team earlier. We can't say that Josh Allen has been working more with the second team. You think that might be due to something that happened earlier this week? Or?
Yeah. Peterman banged up his right shoulder.
Okay.
McCarron was with his right ankle, I believe.
Yeah.
Or they said right leg.
Right.
So I don't know if that's more towards giving those guys a little bit more of a break.
Sure.
Than maybe what Allen did. Now Allen, I think we both believe he played pretty solid in the first game.
Absolutely.
there was a lot of excitement about certain things, and then you can kind of see why they want to bring it along a little slower.
Yeah.
But it'll be a nice change of pace for him if he gets in with a second team. Absolutely. Kind of see exactly where he's at.
And it, you know, it will only make him move up the depth chart faster if he does well with the second team. If he does play with the second team, you know, come Thursday or come Friday, then that would only excel his process, I think, as far as moving up the depth chart. But what do you think Peterman will start again this week, or do you think they'll let McCarron work with the ones?
Yeah, it's still been going every other day.
Right.
That's kind of how they do it.
Right.
So, I mean, I'd have to look down at the practice and see. But I believe probably McCarron will play.
Yeah, it'll be interesting because of how well Peterman did with the first ones to see if McDermott starts Peterman again. And you know, I have to believe if he starts Peterman week 1 and week 2, what does that say about, you know, like that might be the thing that says, oh no, I think Peterman's our guy to start week 1.
He's got the edge at least.
Yeah, right. But to see if he starts McCarron or if he starts Peterman, I agree with you. I think McCarron will start this week, just because you want to give each guy an equal shot, right? And so you want McCarron to have a chance to get with Benjamin as well and get with the ones to see how he does in that situation. So,
and the other thing too is if Zay Jones is coming back, that's another receiver.
Yeah.
Like, we all talk about how the receiving core isn't that good, and I've kind of stuck up for him, thinking I'm fine with this receiving core. So now we'll get to see kind of what Zay Jones can do with the ones. And if that is McCarron, maybe McCarron only plays the first quarter, because usually in game 2 and 3 the ones play a little longer, so they might play like a quarter and a half. So maybe McCarron does get like the first quarter, and then you get to see Peterman, you know, a drive or so with the ones in the first half, and then he goes in with the twos, and then maybe it's Allen in the third with the twos and the threes in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, that would be really interesting to see actually what happens. And I think about with the trade with Coleman now. You're talking about Calvin Benjamin, who looked really good week 1, right? You have Coleman, who, you know, even in Cleveland where it was a QB carousel, he did pretty good. So you have him on the outside. You have Zay in that slot position. If he goes back to the way he played in Eastern Carolina, like that's real dangerous. And I'm really excited. And then you talk about whether it be a veteran in like a Jeremy Curley, or you talk about Ray McLeod there, like. Either way, I think you win-win with that fourth receiver.
I really like her receiving core.
Yeah.
And I'm in my minority with it, and I understand that, but I think they all have special talents in a certain way. Now, do we have, you know, the 7th and 8th receiver fighting to make the roster? Yes, but I don't believe they're in that top tier, like a 4th or 5th receiver. I think they're a 7th and 8th receiver.
Right. Now, we didn't see any McCoy in the first game. Do you think we see any McCoy this week at all?
Maybe a series, maybe a touch or two. I think we'll probably see him in the third week, and he'll probably get, you know, 3 or 4 touches then. But I don't really. Yeah,
I watched the Arizona Cardinals game, and I project that he'll do something like what Johnson did for the Cardinals. Like he had 2 rushes, 28 yards. I'm like, okay, good, get out.
Get him a touch and get him out.
Yeah, exactly. And then I'm okay with that. You know, McCoy. The running back position to me is one of the easiest to grasp on the field, but you don't need a lot of practice. And plus, he's hit that 30 number, so.
Yeah, and he'll get plenty of touches during the year. Right. So I'm not really worried about that. He's in great shape. McDermott has talked about that last week or so.
And in our last video, when we recapped the last game, we talked about how there might be that 3 battle between Cadet and Murphy now. Yeah. Maybe this game's a good time to really work on those 2 and see who's winning that battle as well. So we'll see what happens there. As far as the defensive side of the ball, we talked about the Cleveland Browns with their quarterback numbers. Might test our secondary a little bit more. Maybe our secondary will be up to the challenge this week, hopefully, unlike last week.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be good to see because now Gordon isn't there, but Landry, he's always had good games against the Bills.
Right.
So it's a nice test for him at the beginning, and it'd be kind of intriguing to see if Trey White follows him around. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't assume that the game plan for this week, but it's just kind of, it'd be something to see. Do you want to test them a little bit? Or you don't want them to be complacent, so see what they got.
And we both talked about how we were both a little disappointed with our defense in the last game. Maybe Leslie Frazier and McDermott want to make a statement and, you know, make sure they have a game plan for the defense this week, so see if they can step up a little bit. But something I want to talk about, and I'm going to go back to offense for a second. What do you think about the center battle? Bodine, Groy, who do you think's got the
I like Groy.
You like Groy right now? Yeah, I think he overall played better in the first game. But again, Groy, we talked about this before too. Groy can play guard, and that's kind of an advantage to Bodine playing center. You can put Groy at guard, so I don't know.
Well, that's the other thing too, is even if Groy is your starting center, and you do trust Bodine, and a guard gets injured or something like that, and you need to move him out to guard.
Sure.
You can and bring Bodine in.
Right.
But the way Wyatt Teller is playing, I think that alleviates one of those.
Absolutely. Yeah.
If Dukas or Miller goes out, maybe you don't feel as bad putting Teller in there and letting Roy at center. I would really like to see Teller play in place of Dukas. I'm not a huge fan of Dukas. I don't think he looked that good in the first preseason game.
You're not in the minority there. Yeah, he did not look that great, and even going back to last season a little bit, it was just a little disappointing. So I don't know, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, Wyatt Teller I thought had a great week 1 game. We'll see how he does in this game. Very excited. Week 2 preseason. We're getting closer and closer. I don't know if you have anything to say about the game.
Just a few more weeks, about 4 more weeks.
Yeah. Very, very exciting. And again, if you haven't already, subscribe to Believers Talk. We are going to keep you updated throughout preseason, regular season, postseason, and throughout any off-season type stuff too. We kept posted as best we could this off-season, and we'll continue to do that as long as we can. So if you haven't subscribed, subscribe now. The season's getting in full tilt now, so we have a lot of stuff to cover. So that's it for us for this episode. But again, if you haven't already subscribed, like or dislike, turn on your notifications. Social media is controlling our world, so, so like us on all those platforms. But that's it. So till next time.
Go Bills.
Go Bills.